But how do I start? That is the most common question that I ever get asked as an English teacher, especially when we're talking about the IELTS Academic Writing Task 1. In this video, I show you the best ways to start your IELTS Academic Writing Task 1 and give you foolproof ways to structure your introduction, use synonyms, and a couple of cheats that will work for every question you could be asked. Let's get on with it. It is vital that you start with an introduction in your writing task 1. This gives your writing structure, and if you know what you're doing, it stops writer's block when you first open your exam page. Tip 1. Use synonyms for shows. First thing you need to know that in every single IELTS Academic Writing Task 1, there will always be a description of the text. This is what we're going to use to write our introduction. The first line on the text will say the X below shows. X will be the type of chart or graph you will be analysing and reporting on. In the writing task, there are 6 possible types of text. These are the bar chart, the pie chart, the line graph, the table, the process, and the map. It will always be one of them. And so when it says the X shows, it could be the map shows or the table shows. First thing you need to do, the first thing you should write in your introduction is the X shows to the X illustrates, or the X gives information about, or the X depicts. There are many more than those 3, but let's just concentrate on those 3 because there'll always be one of them that works for you. Let's have a look at some examples. So the first one, the pie chart below shows. If the description says that, you should change it to the pie chart illustrate. You'll see a little pattern forming here. If you have something like the bar chart below shows, you change it to the bar chart illustrates. If you have the maps below show, you could say the maps depict. If you have something, the line graph below shows, the question is always like this. So you change it to the line graph gives information about. These should be the first words that you write in your IELTS Academic Task 1 introduction. The diagrams below shows. You could say the diagram depicts. It's a good time to tell you now also that you should not paraphrase the name of the text itself. If it's a bar chart, keep it as a bar chart. If it's a pie graph, keep it as a pie graph. If it's a map, keep it as a map. There's no need to paraphrase the text type. The trick about changing the X below shows to the X illustrates or the X depicts works with every single text, but we're just getting started. Tip 2. Paraphrase the years. In the description given in your exam, it will often mention the years. For graphs and pie charts, it might say in the year 2000 and 2010, or any years. And the line graph usually has the years on the x-axis, which is the across line. You can always remember the x-axis is across. The way to paraphrase the years is to use phrases in the years X and X, or in between the years X and X, or even from the years X till X. Let me show you what I mean on the slide. So in the introduction paragraph that the IELTS gives you, and it'll say something like from 2000 to 2005, you change that to between the years 2000 and 2005. It could also give you something like in 1996, change that to in the year 1996. And finally, you might get something like in 2019 and 2021, change that to in the years 2019 and 2021. Very simple, but it gets you marks because it is paraphrasing and you're using your own words. If you're getting value from this video, press the like button below and then more people will be able to see the content. Tip 3, common synonyms. This one is a little bit more difficult because it doesn't apply to every task. In this tip, you have to really think about what other words you can use synonyms for and which other phrases you can paraphrase. Although we are no cop-outs here at Smash Exams, so here is a list of some of the more common words and their useful synonyms. These might be useful to learn and memorize. Show the slide. Memorize as many of these as you possibly can, and I'll show you in the example section after this slide of how these are used in real life. So the number of people of, you can change it to the quality of, the population of, how many people, expenditure, spending, the proportion of, the ratio, change information to data, change to variation, change attractions to facilities, change tourists to visitors, change the percentage of to the rate of. There are many of these little paraphrases that you need to learn, and I'll show you some more in the examples next. Pause the screen, write them down, and let's have a look at some examples. First example that we're going to look at is about the table. It says the table below shows the proportions of students that go to different secondary schools in Cambodia between 2010 and 2020. So using what we've learned from this video so far, we know that we can change the table below shows to the table gives information about. We can change the proportion of students that go to different secondary schools to the percentage of young people that attend. We can change secondary schools if you want to educational institutions. And like we said with the years, we can change between 2010 and 2020 to from the years 2010 and 2020. You'll notice that we haven't changed Cambodia. You don't have to paraphrase everything. We now have a full introduction for our writing task 1. The table gives information about the percentages of young people that attend educational institutions in Cambodia from the years 2010 to 2020. Perfect. This is an introduction from a diagram question. It says the diagram below shows the process of how Adam makes his Smash Exams YouTube videos. Again, we can change the diagram below to the diagram illustrates. We can change the process to the steps. We can change makes his to creates his. And Smash Exams YouTube videos, I've just changed to Smash Exam YouTube lessons because you can't paraphrase everything. But again, the diagram illustrates the steps that Adam takes to create his Smash Exams YouTube lessons. Perfect introduction, and you can get on with the overview. It's a great way to start. One for a line graph. The line graph below shows the amount of YouTube videos created by 3 different countries between 2016 and 2021. You should be getting good at this by now. The line graph below shows change to the line graph illustrates. The amount of YouTube videos created, change it to the number of YouTube videos made. When it says by 3 different countries, you can just name the countries. We can see it in the graph. So we can say by the UK, the USA, and Australia. And again, with the years, between 2016 and 2021, change from the years 2016 to 2021. Getting the hang of it now. Moving on to the bar chart, you could have the bar chart below shows 2 components of GDP in Vietnam from 2000 to 2008. You know what's coming, I hope. Change the bar chart below shows to the bar chart depicts. You can change 2 components of GDP in Vietnam to how much Vietnam's service industry and IT industry contributes to the economy. GDP, economy is very similar, so you can use them interchangeably. We get the 2 components from looking at the bar graph. It says down there the service industry and the IT industry. It's another little trick that you can use. And in Vietnam, from 2000 to 2008, from the years 2000 to 2008. Last example, the maps one. Why don't you sing along with me? The maps below show the changes to the island of Smash in 1980 and 2020. So we changed the maps below. Can you guess it? The maps illustrate. Well done if you got that right. The changes to the island of Smash, the development of the island of Smash in 1980 and 2020. We already know what it's going to be. Drum roll, please. Between the years of 1980 and 2020. That is how you write introductions. It's always very similar, and it always sets up your work for a good structure. Make sure to use this formula when you're writing your IELTS Academic Writing Task 1. It's very easy to watch a video and not take action afterwards. I want you to implement what you've just learned in this video by having a go in the comment section. I'm going to put up a question right now. I want you to write me a 20-word introduction based on this description that's going to be on screen now. The bar chart below shows the global sales in billions of dollars of different kinds of digital games from 2000 to 2006. What I want you to do in the comments below, using all of the tips I've just given you to write a perfect introduction to start off the academic writing task 1. Seriously, go and do it. The best way you can learn is by actually practicing straight after the information has gone into your brain. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe. There are fresh lessons every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, so hit the notification button so you'll never miss a class. You may also want to check out these videos. This is a playlist about all 6 different texts and how to answer the questions. And this is another video on how you can pass the IELTS Academic Writing Task. Good luck and smash those exams.